and welcome to the 2026 Vision Zoom webinar. We're so glad you're here. It's going to be a great day. Oh, I love it, man. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had the best Christmas with your family. I hope you hugged somebody and loved them, and we're just wishing you the very best. I love the holidays, and man, we got a lot to be thankful for. Oh, I didn't realize I wore my Cowboys shirt here. But great to see everyone. We have Glenn Sanford, the founder of EXP. Welcome, Glenn. How are you?
Excellent, Brent. How about yourself?
I'm great. Now, where are you broadcasting from? What part of the world are you in today?
Well, I am in Washington State, but soon to be actually in Arizona in a little bit. So making a bit of a move out of Washington State
Are
in
you?
a bit. So a little trivia nugget that you didn't weren't aware of.
Didn't know. Well, I'll be. That's bad news for you. I never go to Washington, but I golf in Scottsdale all the time. So I'll be knocking on your door all the time. I need a place to stay. All right. Well, good to have you here, Glenn. And then we have the amazing Spring Benson. Spring, welcome. How are you today?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me. This is such a fun way to kick off 2026. I was like, way to go, Brent. The second we are on a Zoom. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. Hey, I waited. Yesterday was football, right? What there's some of the Sugar Bowl. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And
Right.
Georgia well, it depends upon who you're a fan of, but what a game. Oh my gosh. And then poor Georgia, should I say. Ole Miss is happy. Sorry, Georgia fans. I know, and no offense. All right. I'm gonna change the topic. That's a sore topic. But Spring, where are you joining us from today?
I'm at home. I'm in Salt Lake City. But fun fact too, Glenn, I'm heading to Arizona as well. So there you go.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Potential neighbors.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a house there as well. I have one in Scottsdale. So
Oh,
All right. Well,
perfect.
neighbors. Yeah.
another mistake, Spring. You should have told me that. Okay, research, get her address. We're
You
gonna
can. You can come stay whenever you want.
see, free places to stay. I love it. And then we have the amazing Casey Council Jiha. Casey, hello and happy holidays, happy New Year. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am doing amazing. I'm sitting looking out at Monterey Bay. I'm 2 blocks from the water. I will not be moving to Phoenix because
Wow.
I love the ocean. So I'm staying put.
Yeah, yeah. You and Rick bought your dream home there, and it's just I've been there, and the balcony holds 100 people, and it's on the water in Northern California. Beautiful. Well, what is it? Happy belated Merry Christmas. We're so good to all of you, not just Casey, to Spring and Glenn and everybody listening live around the world. We have people joining us from throughout the United States, Canada, and literally I can't even keep track. We were at like 28 countries. I think we're in like 35 countries now. I mean, that's part of what we're going to talk about. We're going to celebrate wins in 2025. So let's get this show started. So, Glenn, we all four of us met before this and kind of did a little rundown here. We researched it. There were so many new countries open. We had to like do a little research. So, Glenn, what are some of the countries you opened this past year?
Yeah, no, it was a crazy year. Keep in mind that about a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to jump in and work with the international team and kind of go back to first principles around entrepreneurship. And we had not opened a single country in 18 months. Uh, you know, and then there were some changes. Some people left. I jumped in, and we opened up 7 new countries last year, which is incredible.
Yes.
The growth is off the chain. We've got such a great leadership team over there. I mean, I'd list a whole bunch of people, but obviously, you've got Felix Bravo and Sarah Hutchinson leading the charge. You got Adam Day. You've got all the other folks. You've got EXP Con South Africa going to be taking place in February. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And Peru, Ecuador, Turkey, Korea, Japan, Romania, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg getting ready to open. And there's a laundry list of additional countries that will be opening up. So, one of the things we talked about was the idea of 50 countries by 2030. And at this rate, it'll be more like 50 countries by 2028. So it's uh,
Love
it's
it.
it's growing like crazy, and it's been a lot of fun. I've of course made a shift back in July this year. So my entrepreneurial juices generally can be focused for about 6 to 9 months. And then because I go all in, and that's part of, what I think took place over on the international side. It helped unblock Felix. He was already a rock star, but we got him unblocked on a bunch of stuff, and now he's going to town. We're kind of doing the same thing over at Success. There were some changes that took place there. We trimmed back the team substantially. And this, of course, for you building your businesses, think about these as metaphors or analogs for things you should be thinking about for you in 2026. But we trimmed back the fat, and there was a lot of fat. We probably reduced expenses by something close to 2 million a year in expenses without missing a beat. It was just overloaded with a lot of extra stuff going on. And we're just in the process of relaunching Success Certified Coaching. And I know, Casey, Cortland Warren well, and maybe some others on here. But Cortland is our master faculty coach. And for those of you, of course, interested in success and potentially becoming a Success Certified Coach, it's an incredible program. I'm investing, and this is just general business stuff. I've got 24 classes I'll be teaching in 2026 to those who get Success Certified Coaches, from everything from basic business planning to P&L to marketing to forcing functions and a bunch of other stuff. So super excited about that, because all this stuff translates. Like whether you're in real estate, we are really fundamentally a personal development company that just happens to sell a lot of real estate, if you really think about it. Because if you're not put together well as a person, you're not going to sell a lot of real estate. And so that's why I really love the fact that we own, really, outside of the Bible, the longest running personal brand in history, and that being
I like how
Success
you
Magazine.
qualified that, Glenn. That's funny. Well, I want to back the train up for a second. This is all super exciting stuff, but I want to talk about why it's such a big deal to everybody listening that we're going to be in 50 countries by 2028 or 29, whatever we get there, and why it's a big deal that we just opened Peru and Turkey and Japan and Korea and Romania and Ecuador and all the Netherlands, and why we're going into Luxembourg, why this is a big deal. And it's because of this. I just talked to Joe Ferraro. Many of you know her. She's been selling 300 homes a year in Wisconsin, Madison for 10, 20 years. She did 200 last year, this year. This year, 2025, she's on track to do 300, or she just did, or they're on fire. But here's the deal. In probably one of the tougher markets in 40 years we've seen, because of stock awards and revenue share, Joe has earned an additional $1 million that helped her pay off her home, pay off investment properties, changed her life. And she does not have a big group. She told a few agents who told a few agents. We're talking a small group, dozens and dozens and dozens. It's not hundreds and hundreds or thousands. Over $1 million. I think that's pretty awesome. But so here's why. You will go about selling real estate, and people will ask you, as they did me when I was at Remax for 12 years and Keller Williams for 10 years, and now EXP for 8 or 9 years. They will say, how do you like it over there at Remax or Keller or Compass or Coldwell, or in this case, EXP? I love it. And like, oh, tell me more. And then they would join Remax or Keller when I was there, and now they're joining EXP, and they will join you. The difference is Glenn has it, so you're going to get a stock award. And then every time they sell a home, you can earn revenue share up until they cap. So you're just constantly getting paid. And so I know my first month, I referred 5 people pretty easily. The next month, 5 more. And the next month, 5 more. I was kind of doing 5 every month was my kind of cadence. All of a sudden, I get these revenue share checks just flying in. So here's why it's a big deal. You may be in Minnesota or New Mexico or Tampa, Florida, but people are there from Korea, Japan, Turkey, South America, all over Europe, and they're going to call their family and friends in the UK, in Istanbul, in different parts of this world. And your business, my business, is in dozens of countries today, and it's absolutely incredible what's happening. I think we're closing 45,000 units a month, not a year. So this is a powerful thing. So yeah,
the one of the things I want to just kind of just double click on is, there's if you think about why does EXP exist? EXP exists because prior to EXP existing, there was not a exit ramp to the grind of real estate. And that grind of real estate was the fundamental itch that I had as somebody who'd been an entrepreneur. But I think every real estate professional has. They just don't know they have that itch. But once they understand that they have that itch, and sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the business before you recognize that this is the greatest industry in the world that you can't retire from. Um, and so this same challenge exists on steroids outside of North America. North America actually had pretty good options, but not really retirement based options. But internationally, real estate agents are on 50-50 splits with their broker. There's no cap. And there's certainly no retirement. And in some cases, they are basically being treated like used car salespeople on a used car lot for their broker. And my whole thing, the reason why I keep on doing this is not for more money. I've got plenty of that. I do it because of the next agent who we are going to give a path to retirement, to get out from being just a pawn in the system, where somebody else is really benefiting from their efforts. And that's why I still get up every single day trying to figure out what's a vector that I can work on to help that next new agent. And internationally, we are the safe haven for real estate agents, no matter what country, no matter what's going on in the world. Real estate agents, in my opinion, are some of the most noble people in a noble profession, and we want to ultimately serve them.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Glenn. Spring, I want you to speak to some of your thoughts for this past year, highlights of 2025, and some of what Glenn just spoke of.
Yeah.
Please chime in from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah, well, I'm the newer kid on the block. So 2025 was my first year at EXP and I loved it. I would say just this in general, like just so much collaboration. But what I loved about 2025 was the launch of co-sponsorship. Because for me, coming in as the newer kid on the block and the opportunity to get to partner with so many EXP agents was just a game changer. So it's been a really fun. It's been really cool to see also the growth that it is outside of the US to what Glenn was talking about. Like there's just so much opportunity. And even being on here, I'm like making all these notes. I'm like, oh my gosh, the opportunity is just so massive. Like it's just great. But 2025, I think, was really cool too with the launch of so much AI. Glenn talked about this a little bit earlier. It's been such a game changer, and EXP is leading the force of that.
Come on. I love it. Yes, you are correct.
Mhm.
Love it. We're cutting edge in everything we do. By the way, commercials exploding, land and ranch booming, luxury EXP on fire. And I'm just like, I'm pumped. But Casey Council Jihad from Monterey, California, on the ocean. Is there any fog out there today, Casey?
No, I can see all the way to Santa Cruz.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's a bit of a hoof from there. Chime in on what Spring and Glenn have just said. We'd love to hear from you. And you're super accomplished and have a huge organization of thousands of agents and brokers. But share with us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I think, one thing, I actually had a real estate mentor 18 years ago before EXP existed that told me my issue was that I was in the wrong vehicle. And I was like, what are you talking about? Real estate's, and he was a commercial real estate agent. And he's like, yeah, but think about it. You can only do your business in the area that you personally can service, which a fire or a flood or any natural disaster could wipe out in a minute. And if you're going to be limited to one area that you generate business, it's not the same as having a global business that can run 24 hours a day where people are thriving. And you ultimately, if that business is doing well, have the opportunity to have a business that pays you more in the hours that you sleep than the ones that you're awake because of the difference in the impact that you're making. And so that idea was burned into my mind. And then obviously at the end of 2016, when you brought EXP to us and we saw the vision of what it was at that time, and then Glenn's vision for what it was going to be, ultimately, I'm like, Okay, well, we can no longer say that about the real estate industry and the ability, to make that kind of a reach and kind of an impact. And so as I look back at 2025, for me personally, I'm always looking at like, what's the next version of myself? Like, who's the person for me to become? Because I know very clearly that businesses never outgrow the people in them. And so that's true for everyone that's part of our organization, that's part of our company. And so the focus, and one of the really cool things from 2025 that we saw was like an investing, like where do I take my skills and invest those to grow the people in our organization? And that happened at a really high level based on the results. And I think the cool thing is because of the contraction in the market, when markets contract as they have the past couple of years, people that never otherwise would have been open start to pay attention in a different way because they're feeling a pain somewhere at a different level financially. And so for us, we saw, within our organization, multiple mega teams, independent brokerages that have been independent for 15 plus years coming and flocking to EXP and completely re-energized about real estate in a way like all independently have stated we are more energized and excited about real estate, the future in our careers than we have been in as long as we can remember. And to be part of that kind of energy when everything in an external environment is like, oh, this is the hardest 2 years that we blah, blah, blah. And to be having a completely 180-degree opposite experience is really incredible.
Yeah, beautiful. You're dead on. Absolutely. I cannot wait for the year ahead. And it's really agents helping agents. That's what EXP is about. When I was at Keller Williams, and Glenn, I'm going to come right to you, but when I was at Keller Williams and Remax, we were nice to each other and we certainly helped each other. But I wasn't doing listing presentations with other agents or showing property with them or showing them, in great detail. But if I help at EXP, you help your fellow agent win, the company becomes more valuable, the stock you own and they own, a rising tide rises all ships, and then the revenue share just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's like we do that on my company, not like this. It is so different. Real quick, Glenn, before I give it to you, I did some stats. I'm going to fire up 30 seconds worth of stats. 2025, 4.1 million homes were sold in North America. And the finish was stronger in the third and fourth quarter. So we have this momentum. NAR says there's about 1.5 million agents at NAR. That means not everyone's a member of NAR. So there's even more. And then in Canada, there's 130,000 agents. I think they call it CREAT or something is their system up there like NAR. 130,000 Canadians. We love you guys. So altogether about close to 1.7 million agents, and pretty cool. About 400,000 have left the industry, but still want to be a part of it. So it's really add that, and you're looking at 2.1 million agents, and that's valuable. 2025 mortgage rates hovered between 6 and 6.8. For 2026, the outlook is expecting rates to drop down to about 5.567 and bounce up to about 6.5. It's really 5.7 to 6.5. So it'll be a little bit of lowering of the rates, but not expecting huge, but I'll take lower than higher any day. And then finally, home prices are expected to increase this next year. And the industry experts are putting it between 1 and 4%. Of course, some markets are on fire and they're going up, and some markets are depressed and going down. You know where you are. But across the board, they're looking at 1 to 4% price appreciation, which is good. I'm not glad it's not too crazy. And with that said, I will say this. Sales pace projections, I'm coming to you, Glenn, are projected to increase this year by 3 to 5%. I'll take it. More sales. But here's the deal. Do not participate in the recession of the mind. You create your own economy. Don't say, well, I'm going to do what the average is. Average is terrible. You are not average. You are powerful EXP agents and soon to be EXP agents. And you should be thinking about doubling, tripling, quadrupling, and how you do it. Ask those questions. 10x is easier than 2x. I sold 10. How do I get to 100? You ask a whole different set of questions to get you to 100 sales, and maybe you fail and only do 40. Well, I'd be pretty proud of you to go from 10 to 40 or 10 to 30. You got this. Glenn, I'm going to give it back to you. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen this year with AI and technology or whatever you want to share about 2026. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, so I think last year was really around the idea that AI got to the point where we would brainstorm with it. We would prototype some stuff up with it. In February, March, I was fortunate enough to be, I think, the first person in the company from a staff perspective to recognize a platform called Lovable as a platform. And so we went and we got one of the first enterprise licenses in the world. And we spent a bunch of money. This was, and at EXPCon Montreal, Canada, we were actually vibe coding. We had a whole bunch of people in my suite vibe coding stuff up to see if it worked. There was a couple dates that kind of hit this last year, which I think were notable. August 5th, GPT-5 dropped and the world changed. Claude Code, Opus 4.5 dropped, the world changed again. Gemini 3 dropped, changed again. And then ChatGPT 5.2 dropped. And the world has now got to the point where you, and I truly mean this, that you as an individual agent now have the power in your hands to basically build anything that you want to build. As long as you can think logically and critically, and you've got a decent grasp of the English language or whatever language you speak, you can build working software for you and your business. So for 2026, my prediction is that if you, especially for those running teams, but even individuals, you're going to start to build parts of your business, and it's going to work better than the stuff that you're buying from vendors. And so this means, like, I think about the idea of bespoke community-based websites. Normally, those would cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and you can start to build, bespoke community sites for what city you live in, what community you live in, and you can start to add landing pages and lead gen to that. So I think that this year, for those who are embracing AI, now there's some that are just knocking it out on social. I think social is going to take a little bit of a hit because of the amount of work that's going into AI. So you want to start to think about, how do I get found on AI? And some of that's going to be around building content. Obviously, the normal stuff of the business is still going to work. It's still a person-to-person business. The agents that I'm reaching out to for me to represent me are agents I know. I'm not going to the internet to find an agent. It's still about building your personal brand, but there is also an additional portion of your business that can come from other sources, and using AI to help you build out your game plan and then build out your actual websites. I think in 2026 is going to be huge. Average team probably spends $2,000 to $3,000 a month on technology. I don't know what do you spend on technology? It's probably a fair bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably more like 5,000 to 6,000 a month on technology. Yeah.
So from a technology standpoint, I predict that, agents in Spring's camp and others will see their spend drop 2,000-3,000 a month, like 50% cost reduction in just the technology side, and the technology will work better than anything they can buy off the shelf. So that's kind of what I see is going to happen in 2026, and then really building networks of agents where you can start to think about, can you build a network of agents, and EXP is the perfect place to do it, where you can start to co-create software together to be representative in multiple markets. And I think that's probably something that will happen as well. We'll see sort of these multi-state, multi-city teams sort of sprout up, where the same underlying technology starts to work together to generate leads for those agents in those markets. And you're muted.
I keep muting myself, mute, unmute. All right. You got me so excited. So I 1,000% agree. It's coming. Embrace the future. Don't you dare turn away from it. You have a 16-year-old nephew or an 18-year-old son or a neighbor who's 21. Ask them to come over, give them some apple pie, pizza, whatever it takes. They will teach you. They will lead you into the promised land. Do not miss this boat. It is going to be awesome. Spring, you were talking about AI before we started this whole thing. The four of us got together, before this thing started. Share some of your thoughts. You had some interesting points right there with Glenn.
Yeah, so I'm fortunate enough that Glenn and Leo host a quarterly mastermind for the top agents in the country. And Glenn actually talked about Lovable. I think it was probably February, Glenn, right? Was it February's
February,
mastermind?
March, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of went over my head, to be very candid with you. I was sitting there, but I was like, okay. And then over the course of the last probably 6 to 9 months, I have embraced AI at the highest level. And in fact, like my husband actually has an AI coming out for real estate agents called Sunburst that's tied to Sisu. But I went in based off of Glenn's recommendation and with Lovable. And I have been creating our own websites, my own brand guides, my own everything. And it's just, it's made it so much easier to have to take my brain of what I want instead of having to go to somebody else, tell them what I want. Like AI has made it to where I can just go create it. So actually this whole Christmas break, I've created 3 websites, 2 brand guides. Like it's been a whole thing based off of what Glenn has said. And then also the agents coming together, that is what my future is. So I'm partnering up with a few large EXP teams across the country. We're creating a platform with the technology and the AI bots and all these things, and we're going to create a nationwide team. And so you're going to see that launch at the end of January, but it's all because the technology makes it easy to do. So super excited. I'm super grateful for you, Glenn, because it opened up my eyes to what's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful spring. One of the comments I want to make, she said it briefly. He talked about Lovable last February, and she's like, I had no idea what he was talking about. Some of you right now, like, I don't know what they're talking about. Your spring last February, and your spring is coming this spring, and so you need to get in there and embrace it. We have a man named Brian Ellington who heads up education for EXP, and we stole him from one of our competitors. We didn't steal him, we borrowed him, but we're not returning him. And so he is a gift to us. It's like, you go look for super high octane superstars, and he is one. And we have the classes in the EXP university teaching you how to do this. And it's going to be powerful, and you need to show up. And it's just like this iPhone. I remember when I got off my Crackberry, and off all that stuff, and you come to an iPhone, you're like, how do I use this? And then all of a sudden you're like, I love this, and you're going to love it, and you're going to get it, but you have to embrace it. So Casey, I want to hear from you real quick. Thoughts on 2026? I know you share a little bit how you're going big on investing in your people. Of course, that's all they just talked about, but I want to hear more because you actually have done a bunch of masterminds. Share a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, as Spring and Glenn were sharing, I just kept hearing Rick, my late husband's voice in my head, and him saying, and he would always say to people, everything works and nothing doesn't. And you could be standing like at a feast and a banquet and be starving if you're not an integrator. And
Ooh.
so, I think that as like the future's bright and AI and technology, however, it requires the integration. And there's sometimes a gap between the human piece and the integrator. And so at the beginning of 2025, the question for me was, and this came out at somebody at EXPCon, I don't remember who said it, but it was identifying what are your greatest strengths and the gifts that you have, and then how do you go live in that lane at a higher level. And so for me, the answer to that question was when I'm belly to belly with people in confrontive, transformational learning and growth states that deal with the human and then translate to business, that's where my skill set is. That's my gifts. And so I thought, how could I do that at a higher level? It's like, well, we ran a beta in January, and I was committed to doing them from my home here in Pacific Grove because um, the life that I live today is because of the opportunity that Glenn created for agents. And we came to EXP in January of 2017, and by January of 2021, because Rick had been here and getting stock with every closing and had some influence with some people that saw the vision of where the company was going, we were able to cash out a big chunk of that stock as a down payment on our dream home that is the penthouse that looks out on Monterey Bay that I'm talking to you from right now. And of course, unexpectedly, he passed at the end of 2023. but because of the community, because of the agents that were like-minded, that wanted to grow and collaborate together, and recognizing that the better the individual did, the better the whole did, and people that really had that mindset. When he passed, my lifestyle didn't change at all. Like, it didn't miss a beat because of the organization of thriving agents that were here. And so, in 2024, as I was regaining just kind of my bearings, I got really serious then in 2025 about, okay, it's me now. And what's my mark going to be on this organization? Because I want anyone that wants to have their version of what we've been able to experience that we would not have otherwise. He was 43 years in the industry by the time he passed. And the last 6 years, he said that his 6 years at EXP were the most fun, the most impactful, and the most lucrative of his entire experience as a real estate agent, which spanned from individual agent to running a mega team to owning 9 real estate franchises and being a national speaker, trainer, and coach in the industry. And so for me, I feel like I have a responsibility to pay it forward and to continue to link arms in partnership with people that bought the vision that we were sharing. And so I made it, I will invest in you, but you've got to come to me. And the reason why I wanted them to come to me is because I wanted them to be able to see, feel, and touch the blessings and the benefits of what this community and platform can create for people that take their life and their business seriously and that really want to help people. And so one beta turned into 9 masterminds of people flying in from literally all over the country. And so my focus in 2026 is to make that more intentional, with now larger groups still here, but we've got a room for 100 downstairs, and really invest in people. And what I noticed that happened is that sometimes you got to go slow to go fast. And everyone wants to go fast. Everyone wants the results. Everyone's like, how do I 10X it? How do I go from here to there? And we're tracking numbers and metrics and doing all that. And it's really easy for the human to get lost in that. And even when they do hit those numbers, like then seeing people unfulfilled or not happy or stressed or paying really big prices in their life that they hadn't planned on paying. And so the beauty of what we have, and where my focus will continue to be in 2026, is in growing the people, because I have seen firsthand, as people have invested in me over the years. Brent, you've been a huge supporter in that, and one of the people that's heavily invested in me. When you invest in people, people naturally will go out and grow and pay it forward. And so we have the infrastructure with the platform. We've got all of the tech and the AI. We've got the right people in the right place. And now it's, how do you bring those two things together? And I think you never go wrong by investing in people, and a moment and an experience can change someone's trajectory or put them on a totally different track than they were before. And for me, that's the greatest thing about what we get to do, is really help people thrive.
Well said. And listening to what you just said, what Glenn say, I'm teaching 24 classes this year. What Spring said, I'm doing all these masterminds and I'm building a national team and you can be a part of it. We do 55 live events a year. My staff, they're all surrounding me. We're here for a 2-day planning, goal setting. Let's rip the cover off the ball and let's eat the ball in 2026. We're right here in Puerto Rico. They all flew in. I got my staff around me. I'm talking to them while I'm doing this. I'm like, give me this, give me these. I'm so doggone excited. So we're going to end this with this. Any final points you guys want to make? And then 1 or 2 tactical things you can do. I'm going to go first. I want to talk to those of you that are lone wolves. You're frustrated. You're not where you want to be. You're selling 40 homes a year and you know you should be selling 80. You're selling 5 and you know you should be selling 15 or 25. I don't know. Maybe you're doing 80 and you know you should be doing 800 and you're stuck. Some of you are stuck and you don't ask for help. That is your problem. You are prideful, and it's like pride. Pride is a bad thing. It is generally it's a bright thing. It'll keep you. I got this. Well, how's that working? The I got this attitude. One gift that God gave me was I'm so willing to ask people for help. I've worn Glenn out when I first met him. The poor guy, he deserves a Purple Heart. Leo Pareja, our CEO, blow Leo up all the time. Thank God for Leo Pareja. Amy Weaver, our senior vice president. Wendy Forsythe, our CMO, chief marketing officer. These are amazing people that Glenn has put together. And I don't know, I'm going to leave people out, so I better stop. But what an amazing team. But reach out. Like, that's because you're a big deal, Brent. People will help you. No, I did it day one. Ask Glenn. The second he met me, man, I'm just boom. When I got in real estate 30 years ago, my mom's like, I called her 7 times a day, literally a day. My mom's like, how could anybody have that many questions? But guess what? I went from amateur to expert really quick. I don't like pain. And if you want to go slow and painful, go the lone wolf route. Don't ask for help. Figure it out. But if I were you, man, when I heard Jay Kinder was the #1 Coldwell Banker agent in the world, and I was a REMAC agent, and he was in Oklahoma, I flew to Oklahoma City, drove out to Lawton, asked him, can I just sit and watch you for a day work? And I did that, and I asked for help, and I learned how to become a listing agent after 10 years in the business. And my life radically changed because I asked for help. So don't play the victim card. Well, my sponsor's not available. I don't even like those people. Lose that. Okay, fine. Who do you like? Do you like me? Do you like Spring? Do you like Casey? Do you like Glenn? Do you like Kyle Whistle, Veronica Figueroa? There's Tina Cole. There's so many people that will co-sponsor with you, that will help you. I mean, the genie's out of the bottle. There's no excuse. And so my tactical advice for you, if you want 2026 to be different than 2025, and it may have been great, it may have not been so great, you've got to reach out and ask for help. Humble yourself. Put your cap in your hand. Let's go. There's a wave coming, and I'm going to give it to you, Glenn, or Spring, or Casey, who wants to go next. But I want your tactical advice at any point you want to make. There's a wave coming on the horizon. And you mentioned you could see Santa Cruz, Casey. Santa Cruz is a great place to surf. And the surfers, they look at it, and they look at it, they look at it the horizon. All of a sudden, that's the swell. And I'm telling you, been through 4 turn downs in the real estate. I see the swell on the horizon. I see it. And they start shimming their boards over, shimming, they get in the right spot. And then here it comes, and they start paddling like that. And they catch the wave. We want you to catch the wave in 2026. You got this. There's no excuse. Not that this isn't some motivational thing. This is legit. This is how I did it. I did it through pain, struggle, suffering. Man, I've not had money to put gas in my tank. I've not gotten across toll bridges in the Bay Area, and they get out with the clipboard, embarrassing, everyone's honking. I've been there too. But guess what? You don't have to stay there. Like they say, if you're going through hell, just don't stay there. So I'm going to give this to Glenn, and you can share. I don't know if you want to follow that. Glenn likes to be more linear and logical. I'm sorry. But Glenn, any points you want to make or final thoughts before we wrap? I want everyone to share something here.
Yeah, first of all, average is a choice. At the end of the day, I think that, you can choose to be wherever you want to be. I think about the whole idea that we are all on a continuum. And I think about it in the context that wherever you are, and that there's an infinite, you can go infinitely in one way or infinitely in another way. We have not figured out, how far we can go. Even the people that are at the top, they can still go further if they can just imagine it and think about it. But you're on a continuum that has unlimited potential. Think about 2026 as to what would you like your life to look like in 2027, and start to put the building blocks in place. I'm going to be teaching a class on forcing functions, and I think about forcing functions as the things that once you put them in place, force you to do the things that you normally wouldn't do just on your own. And so think about where you want to go. Think about what you need to put in place that will force you to ultimately create that reality. And so that's what I would say for 2026. Think about it. It's the slowest time of year in North America, most North America, in real estate. So take this as an opportunity to take out blank sheets of paper, paint as vivid a picture as you can for 2027 and beyond, and put in 2, 3, 4 items that will force you to get what you have on your vision board.
So good. So good. Love it. I love it. Forcing functions, man. I'm gonna get that tattoo. I like that. Spring, I'll just follow the rotation.
Yeah.
Final thoughts about the year ahead or the years ahead,
Yeah.
and a tactical advice or 2 or 3 that you could give them to really have a different, better year.
Yeah. I want to just piggyback on what Glenn said for a second. There's a saying that says what you play on the screen of your mind is a preview of upcoming events. So if you can start to, like you said, as vision board, if you can start to see it and visualize it and dream it, you can make it happen. I'm on the same view, and Glenn. I think right now with AI, there is there's no lack of strategy. If you're using it correctly, the strategy is there. But there's one thing of like the AI telling you what to do, and then you need to become the person that's capable of doing it, right? And so getting in the right rooms, there's power and proximity. Same with what you said, Brent. Like, go find a mentor. Like, go find somebody who's willing to help you. Go get in the rooms. I will tell you, my growth has come from modeling other people. I know that like at one point this was years ago, I went and saw the number one Berkshire agent and his team. And when I went there, I was like, wow, this is not that difficult. Like it was just being able to see it to see what it was going to take. And so I would just challenge everybody, if there's something you want, go and find the person who's already done it and go. I'm sure they'll be happy to have a conversation, a Zoom, and back to what Casey said, she's having masterminds at her home multiple times. Like there is so much opportunity. Just get clarity on what you want and then go find the person to help you create it.
Beautiful. I wrote about the forcing functions, modeling other people, what's on your mind. It's a preview of coming attractions. I love it. What you focus on expands. So good. Casey, Council Jiha, take it away.
Well, number one, I want to say I'm really grateful to be in this room with the three of you because it's constantly an opportunity to level up, and so thank you for that. And there's two things. Number one is I believe there's only one thing that we can control, and it's what happens between here and here, and most of us are not that great at controlling it, based on becoming at effect of the things that are happening around us. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. As the last 2 years have been talked about, like number of transactions down in real estate, number of agents leaving the business. We saw, contraction in our organization as well of people leaving the business. And it could be easy to focus on that. And I had a mentor once that told me, careful where you focus, because where your attention goes, energy flows, and that's the direction you're headed. And so some people and the lens of our mind of how we look at things is so important. And so in that climate that everyone's heard about for the last 2 years, here's like actual tactical numbers from our organization. In 2024, our agents did 15,515 transactions in 2024. With a contraction of agents in 2025, we did 17,593 transactions. That's up 2,000 transactions while this narrative is happening in the world and in the marketplace, right? 2024, 7.7 billion in sales volume for the organization. 2025, 8.264 billion, up 700 million in sales volume for the organization. So in the world around you that would tell you one thing and then the reality of something else, how does that happen? That happens based on who you choose to listen to, who you choose to follow, and how you regulate what happens between here. And in the light of what Glenn and Spring said, like getting really clear on that movie of what you want and where you're going and what's happening out here is always going to be happening out here. You're going to be the determining factor of what you actually create based on how you manage this. So that's number one. Number two is I think it's time for real estate agents to start thinking differently. In my experience, real estate agents, when they look out to the people that they can serve, they go, okay, well, I'm going to have buyers and sellers for sure. That's what they're looking at from a transaction standpoint. And we know based on the most recent stats that close to 30% of the transactions that just happened with investors. So you might want to have an investor leg of your business or you're missing 30% of your potential business. But a real estate professional, think about it. It is about taking circles of influence, serving them, and monetizing that. That's what being a real estate agent is. And the fourth category, which so many agents overlook to service relationships, is other real estate agents. And because of the EXP platform and what Glenn's made available, every real estate agent, if they start thinking like a real estate professional that is really there to serve and help other people, yeah, they're going to keep looking to serve sellers. Yes, they're going to keep looking to serve buyers. Yes, they're going to look to serve investors. But you're also now going to go, I'm a real estate professional and I can serve other agents and help them take their businesses and lives to a better place as a result of this platform and this community. So I think it's really a paradigm shift in what it means to be a real estate professional, and then get a global vision attached to that, get out of a local market vision and get into a global vision with that, and then just go serve and help people. And there is nobody in this company that won't help you get there regardless. I mean, my experience has been everyone's here to help each other rise. And I've been here 8 years, and that has been the experience consistently. People say all the time, well, what about this, or what about that, or what about, if there was a better place to be, we would be there. Because as a leader, I have a responsibility for the people that I'm leading to give them the best of what I know is available. And I haven't seen anything that even touches what's available here. So I'm super grateful to you, Glenn, your vision, the people that you've assembled and attracted, and that we continue to attract into our community and to our organization. And I think that 2026 for sure is going to be a breakout year for anybody that wants it to be.
Well said, Casey. Well said, Spring. Well said, Glenn. And I just want you to appreciate this. Your business will be so large wherever you are. It's not about living in Nashville. It's not about living in Kansas City or Boise or Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or Spokane, Washington. Your business will become a global entity. The sun will never set on your business. And I will help you do it. Casey will help you do it. Spring, Glenn, so many people. We're gonna fight for you. Nobody fought for me at Remax. Nobody fought for me at Keller Williams. I'm telling you right now, there's 10,000 more like us. You know, I chose the people on here today, and it was very difficult to choose people. If you're wondering why it was really hard. But we couldn't have 1,000 people on it, but there's 10,000 more like us. So get excited about your future. And I want to tell you this. You want to see your things change in a big way. James Stroop, my business partner, and I went to San Antonio, I don't know, 9 years ago, something like that, to the River Walk, to the Westin Hotel, and we met Glenn Sanford, and we attended an event that changed the course of our life. Staying home changes nothing. So there's 2 events this year that you need to put in your calendar, and they're non-negotiables. I promise you, if you go, your life will never be the same again. Number 1, next October. The date is, where's the date? Did I lose it? I know you guys wrote it and gave it to me. October 7, 8, 9. October 7th is way over there. October 7th, 8th, and 9th. EXP Con, Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh, no, it's going to be hard. Go! I mean, wild horses didn't keep me away from San Antonio. They didn't keep me away from Oklahoma, a little military town called Lawton, Oklahoma. It changed my life to go to Lawton. So we want you to be at EXP Con in Salt Lake City next October. Come. When Remax did their stuff, I went. When Keller Williams did their stuff, I went. When Brian Buffini did something and Howard Brent with Star Power and Craig Proctor, I went. Staying home is how you lose. Going's how you win. Meeting new people. Save those dates and just say, we'll see. I'm thinking about it. Just forget it. You're going. You're going. 7th, 8th, 9th, Salt Lake City. We're all going to be there. I have no doubt in my mind Spring's going to be there. And she's leaving. She's moving, but she'll come back. And Casey will be there. Glenn will be there. These Arizonans. I'm Puerto Rican. 5 years now. I'm coming from Puerto Rico. So that date. The other thing I promise that's going to change your life, that's a long ways away. So we do an event once a year. It's our premier event of my 55 events we do around the world, in Barcelona and Paris and Nice and Cape Town and Honolulu globally. This is the one. It's Cabo. And so Cabo is coming up March 3rd through the 8th. And let's scroll down a little bit. Gene and Susan Frederick are leading the way with that. We have someone you maybe never heard of, only the #1 real estate trainer in North America is what they say, and I believe them. Tom Ferry's coming. He's making time in his schedule to be there. Pace Morby, the most prolific guy to hit real estate in 50 years and how to acquire assets. He'll change your life. Gary and Sage Brecka on your health, the ultimate superhuman, because it's not all about money and wealth. Without your health, what good is the wealth? So they're going to be there. Leo Preya, our CEO, Amy Weaver, so many other great people. Go ahead. And then we're doing a women's breakout. It's going to be the biggest we've ever had. We have about 1,100 people grabbing their passports and coming to Cabo. And I don't know where you live, but in March, it's usually pretty cold, especially you Canadians. It's like 40 below zero. So come to the blue sky. It's about 85 degrees, sunny with palm trees. But the women's breakout session, 2 hours, led by women, designed by women, all women speakers. It's going to be mind blowing. You cannot miss it. We're expecting over 500 women to be in that breakout session. About 1,100 people at the event. That's all we can handle. It maxes out the Hyatt Ziva 5-star resort, super all inclusive. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit so you can see the resort. The different speakers keep going. Wendy Forsyth, our CMO. Absolutely beautiful facility. Yeah, keep going. You're doing good. Just showing you, look at, oh, hold on, I gotta see the pool. I don't think you really want to be there in March enjoying the beach and that terrible pool, but I'm kidding. I think you're gonna have a great time. Keep going. So we want you to come. There's the event. It's $797 for that event. If you're not blown away, if you come and you don't think that was 10 times better than he said, we'll give you 100% money back here. You just say the word, here's your money. I don't even, you don't even have to tell me why. Where do we send the money? We'll send you the money that quick. I promise you, if you come to this event, it will change the course of your life. Meet people. You'll be at the pool with the speakers. You'll be in the spa working out, or I guess the gym. You'll be at the spa. You'll be marlin fishing. You'll be golfing with me at Cuvera or these amazing golf courses. Keep going. We got different tickets, but we have Solomar. We're doing a golf tournament. By the way, the golf tournament, hold on, back up to the golf tournament. This is like important stuff. We have a saying at EXP. Scroll up a little bit so we can see the top part. There we go. I like that. I like that picture. That's the actual one of the holes. It's Solomar Golf Club. We have 13 spots left. So I recommend you text Matthew and get a spot. And now if we get enough people and they could fit it, we'll add a few spots. So, but literally we have so many guaranteed. And when those fill up, that's for sure. And then if we end up with another 40, 50, we'll add them. But it's going to be a blast. Our golf tournament this year full of prizes. That's on March 3rd. Keep going. But it's just an absolute beautiful resort. There's your schedule. By the way, the schedule every day is out at 12:30. We go 9 a.m. to 12:30. So you can go have lunch, play all day, play all night. There's the different speakers. Just amazing world-class speakers from all over the world. People that are just killing it. Keep going. And then down here, people from Hawaii all over. Keep going, keep going. And then I want to show there's the resort. That's the one I wanted to show you. Right, the bottom one, a little lower, a little lower. There's the resort. The overall, there's the beach, there's the pools, there's the Hyatt Ziva. Absolutely incredible. So come. We want you to come. Get your ticket today. It's going to sell out. It sells out every year. So if they want to come to this website. This website is cabo26.com. Let's go back to the top. Cabo26.com. Get a ticket. Do not wait till next October. Come to this event. Share a room with someone, do whatever you got to do, but it's 100% money back guarantee on ticket. You're going to be blown away. You can't miss this. So get a ticket today. I want to say this to Glenn, to Spring, to Casey. They're all coming, I'm pretty sure. I don't know about Glenn. I know Casey and Spring are coming. Glenn's like, yeah, I think so. Well, look at the schedule. But everyone begs him to go all over the world. I mean, it's 35 countries. So I get it. I get it, Glenn. Are you still in the think so category on Cabo?
Yeah, no, I'm, I'm
I'm not putting him on the spot in front of everybody. I would never do that.
You are putting me on the spot in front of everybody.
He's thinking about it. He's still thinking about it.
Okay, I'm thinking about it.
It's fair. You almost said yes. I should shut up. Anyways, but he's been every single year. There's only so much of him. We love him. So he's like a quilt, though, little patches. We'll take a patch of you, Glenn. Anyways, we love everybody. Casey, Spring, Glenn, thanks for being on today. You guys, this year is what you are going to make it. And please make it beautiful. We're for you. God is for you. EXP is for you. Glenn, thank you for what you've created, this beautiful company. We love you. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks. Thanks,
All
Brent.
right.
Thanks, everyone.
You bet. Bye, Spring. Bye, Casey. See you, everyone. Go get it.